Hello, hello. Welcome back, one and all, to Let's Play Chaos Head. Now with more cracking and peeping of my old-ass chair. Welcome back. Let's get right into it, shall we? Last time, though, Remy said she stayed with us because she doesn't want us to awaken. Whackty dulks. Alright. Let's go.
普通の生活を送ってほしかった。
She didn't want me to awaken as a giga-lo-maniac. Remy knew more about me than I did.
一体君は何者なの?
私は
After some hesitation, Remy said,
私はタクの友達だって思ってる。友達でいたいな。
In other words, she was telling me not to ask anything more. But I couldn't stop myself from asking.
僕はギガロマニアックスなの。
そうとも言えるし、違うとも言える。
Which one is it? Was she trying to dodge the subject?
君は IR2 のこと知ってたの?
Now hold on. Let me grab some of my drink here. Because honestly, I've been feeling under weather. Yes.
聞いたことがあるだけ。
She didn't say who she'd heard it from.
セナが言ってたのは本当なの?
嘘だよ。
A lie. The answer calling it a lie was itself a lie. I could tell from looking at Remy's demeanor.
君は
I was about to demand even more answers of her, but I held my tongue. Was Remy my enemy or my ally? If you are not with me, then you are against me. If I asked, her response would determine whether or not I could be with her, so I couldn't ask her. If I pretended nothing had happened, I could go on being deceived, and we could go on acting the same way as we always had until now. Maybe things would be easier and happier that way. Yes, that's what I'd do. I'd feign being an idiot and let Remy keep on fooling me. If nothing else, Remy had helped me countless times, so she wouldn't seek to harm me from here on out either. I'd be fine with it if I did as she said and lived an ordinary life.
ありがとう.
You mean like an ordinary life? Keep you from falling apart at the seams? Yay, references! So what have we had now? Duran Duran and the earlier one was Star Wars? We're on schedule, boys. We're on schedule. Averting my eyes from her, I gave voice to those words rather than to my questions.
守ってくれて
Is this guy holding something? I'm just wondering, like, is he holding that sign there?
だから
Unable to think of anything else to say, I silently continued down the road to my parents' house. Ooh, new CG. At last a familiar road came into sight, a small, quiet residential area. At times I could hear the faint sound of a train speeding along somewhere far away. Scenery I'd known since my childhood, the place where I was born and raised. I traveled this road to go to both elementary school and middle school. If I entered the narrow road before me, my house would be close at hand. Instead, it was something fucked up. I was scared of coming face to face with Nanami, but I couldn't bear not making sure of whether or not Nanami's hand was where it belonged. Calming myself by pausing to take some deep breaths, I started to step forward.
待って。
Okay? When I turned back, Remy was looking at me with a face that seemed on the verge of crying.
どうしても行くの？
Well, I want to go home. I mean, chicken dinner.
ねえ、行かないで。もう普通じゃいられなくなるよ。
Excuse me?
私そんなの嫌だな。
Okay, great. What was that supposed to...
帰ろう。あのコンテナハウスに帰ろう。
Container house?
私タクが望む限りずっと一緒にいるから。
Well, shit, dude. That seems like a great deal.
それで一緒に学校に行って大臣と3人で他愛もない話をして、帰りに立ち食いそば屋さんとか CD ショップとかに寄って、そうやってこれからもやっていこうよ。
僕はナナミに会わなくちゃ。
いないよ、きっと。
How did she know? Was she lying again? Would it be bad for her if I visited home?
私タクの悲しむ顔見たくない。
Excuse me, what? That's how you...
もう謎かけみたいなことはやめてよ。
I mean, that isn't like a riddle to me, dude. That sounds like, hey, your sister's dead. Maybe you shouldn't check the place where she fucking got brutally murdered. Along with your parents, probably. I'd had enough. Was she telling me to stay unaware of the truth forever? I couldn't feign idiocy after all. Everyone kept trusting mysteries at me, even though I'd wanted to remain ignorant.
実家に行っちゃいけない理由があるなら言ってよ。こんな中途半端なのうんざりなんだ。
This is true. Later today, I'll be remaking all the thumbnails for this series. Yay. In fact, I thought about remaking all the thumbnails for all of my Let's Plays. So all of them have like the Super Mario Odyssey style where it shows a screenshot of the gameplay. But I'm not sure how I'll work on that yet. We'll see. Sick of it. Up until now, hadn't I myself been the one who chose to leave everything half finished? Hadn't I run away from it all by my own will? Yes, which was why I ought to keep doing the same thing henceforth. Go back to my base, get the burpees, listen to Remy. There was no need for me to see Nanami. Excuse me, what? What did I plan on doing if I went to check if her right hand were there, and it wasn't? Wouldn't that mean it was my fault? Nanami would hate me. She would resent me. I was a pathetic guy who hadn't been able to rescue my little sister. Said fact would become written in stone. I wouldn't become a prisoner to guilt if I left things ambiguous, the way they were now. I'm pretty sure you'll meet your sister soon anyway, so I should do that. It was the best possible choice. Oh my god. Don't look at anything. No matter how many mysteries are trusted you, ignore them. Shut yourself away from the world.
ほんと世話が焼けるな。ナナがいないと何にもできないんだから。
Yay.
ダメだ。
My mind recalled Nanami's bright voice.
ダメだよ。
If I fled here, I would never be able to face Nanami again for the rest of my life. I would never be able to return to my childhood home again for the rest of my life.
タク。
I clenched my fists. I stepped into the narrow road leading to my parents' home. They were less than 50 meters away. There were less than 50 meters from here to the house. At first I walked on swift feet, Midway through, I started running, aiming for the house where I'd been born and raised. Another 30 meters. 20 meters. 10 meters. 0 meters. And the house is gone. The house I knew so well. Oh wait, no, it's not gone. Was it what? What? Wasn't there?
あれ
What the fuck? There was a different name on the nameplate. It wasn't Nishijo. For starters, the house wasn't shaped the same. The house I'd lived in was far newer and cleaner looking. I looked around. I thought I'd been one off, that I'd gotten the neighbors. But I hadn't. In the first place, the surrounding scenery didn't match up with my memories. My god, did they put the same fucking shitty ass creepy machine on your face like they did with that mom? Shit, dude. I thought maybe I'd gotten lost on the way, or I'd entered the road a block too early, but it couldn't be. I'd recognized the route up till here. I'd remembered the streets alone, but the house wasn't there. When I walked along the road from my memory, the same landscape from my memory failed to emerge, and an unfamiliar scene spread out before me. I'd never seen it before. It was a place I'd become deeply familiar with, yet I had the sensation that I was coming here for the first time.
シャメビューだ
Jamais vu.
違うよ。
What? Mimi stood close behind me. She denied my words immediately.
この世界にタクの帰る場所はないの。
What the fuck is that? Is that chapter 9? Nope. Ooh. Alright, sounds like a wheelchair. Bright afternoon light shone into the hospital corridor. It was fairly dim during this band of time, immediately before the transition to night, since the indoor lights hadn't been turned on yet. The dinner-time bustle had quieted a short while ago, and an almost eerie silence came floating down. Shogun pressed slowly down the hallway in his wheelchair. The sound of its creaking wheels echoed through the corridor. Not one of the nurses he passed by tried to say something to him or meet his eyes. And Shogun, too, acting as if this were only to be expected, continued turning the wheels of his wheelchair with his emaciated skin and bone hands. As he passed in front of a certain hospital room, a male patient named Yamai raised his voice. He pointed at Shogun and shouted frantically. Wait, what? As for the nurse who happened to be with Yamai at that moment, she wore a face of absolute perplexity.
ほら、アミちゃんが帰ってきたよ。またお外に出かけてたんだ。いけないんだ。
誰もいませんよ。
そうなの? What? Upon surveying the area, the nurse smiled wryly. She said no one's there, despite the fact that Shogun was going down the corridor right in front of her, in his wheelchair.
また山井さんは私のことからかってるんでしょう。でも今日は騙されませんからね。
Wow.
アミちゃん、ラウミちゃん、タウミちゃん。
The way he's screaming reminds me of Kozupi. What the fuck? Yamai went on shouting as though he'd gotten angry. Ignoring him, Shogun wordlessly turned down the hall to the right. There, the cream-colored wall abruptly went black. Even with that wall before him, Shogun didn't stop his wheelchair. Oh, he's going through, dude. The instant before, it seemed as though he were about to have a violent collision with the black wall, and it unexpectedly vanished. It literally vanished into thin air. The wall disappeared, and the hallway beyond it came into view. Shogun continued straight forward. About 20 meters down the corridor, he reached a dead end, this time for real. There was a single door. Shogun opened the door and went inside. It was an illusionary hospital room, a room no one knew, which had been whispered of in ghost stories for several years now. The name written on the nameplate for the hospitalized patient was, I'm calling it Nishijo. Oh man, fucking called it, dude. He is Shogun. Wow. Oh shit, chapter 9. Giga-lo-maniac. Well, I think this is a good moment to call it quits, you know, getting into chapter 9, having us a save here. Alright, so that was expectant. I will see you guys on the next episode of ChäoS Head. Thank you for watching, and I hope to see you next time.